Beetlejuice.
Nicole, don't.
Oops. Now how am I going to tell everyone that this week's Pop Culture 101 podcast is about Winona Ryder and Beetlejuice?
Uh-oh.
Fill me up with a barrel full of monkeys, as I hate being bored, I hate being bored. Load me up cause I'm such a junkie, every day all I want is more. So entertain me right now. So entertain me right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to Pop Culture Junkie. I'm Nicole and I'm here with
Hayley.
And I'm Shauna.
And we are recording at Olympus Games in Mesa, Arizona. Today we are kicking off Winona Ryder 101 with the Tim Burton classic Beetlejuice, about a young couple who die and must go to extraordinary lengths to get a horrible new family out of their home.
So this was your first time seeing Beetlejuice, right, Nicole?
It was. I'm like kind of surprised with myself that I haven't seen it before because I'm into scary, even though this isn't like really scary, but I guess at the time it came out, it would have been scary for me if I was even alive.
I don't think you were, yeah.
Okay.
I was one.
Okay, I was not alive. But no, even if I was younger, it would have been scary. But yeah, I love scary movies, so I don't know how I passed this one over, especially with the cast that's in it. I'm obsessed with more than half of the people that are in it, so I don't know how I haven't actually sat down and watched it.
So gut reaction, did you like it?
Yes, I did.
Yay!
I watched it at work because I have so much downtime because long story. But yeah, so I watched it at work and it was very good. It was very entertaining when I had nothing to do at work. And I think I really liked it because right off the bat, I was introduced to Geena Davis, who plays Barbara. And I'm obsessed with her in A League of Their Own. So I think
that's right.
just seeing her, I was like, okay, this is going to be a good movie. Then Catherine O'Hara comes on screen. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, she's playing her like normal, like gritty, rude person.
She's
type
literally
character.
Playing Moira in this movie.
She's just a chaotic, weird 80s version of Moira.
Right,
Yes.
with like the earrings, just like a glove tied around her head.
That's my favorite.
I was like, that is
The glove
such a thing that
headband.
Moira would wear too. Though.
Awesome.
Yes, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
I liked it a lot too. I haven't seen it many times, which I guess is surprising. But no, I really enjoy it. I think Alec Baldwin is very likable in this movie, which is not something that can be said for Alec Baldwin a whole lot.
He's like a snack in this movie. This was like prime
Right?
Alec
He's
Baldwin.
so handsome. And him and Barbara are so cute together.
Yeah,
I love them together in this movie. It's so romantic.
I know. I saw Alec Baldwin come on screen, and at the beginning, they show all the actors that are in it. I saw his name, and then I saw him come on screen, and I was like, that dude looks so familiar. And then a few minutes later, I put it together that that was Alec Baldwin because he just looks so young in the movie. And I just haven't seen him that young in a role before because I've seen him older. So I was like, oh, okay, I don't really know how I'm going to feel about it now. But
And his hair is like light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that they died?
yes, I was kind of confused at first when it happened, like when they crashed into the barn or whatever it was. I had to turn to my mom and be like, Mom, did you ever see Beetlejuice? She's like, yeah. I'm like, do they die? Are they dead right now? She's like, yeah, they're ghosts. I'm like, okay, that makes complete sense.
Because it doesn't reveal that right away. It just shows
Yeah.
them they're back in their house.
Yeah.
I don't think they quite understand that they're dead for a couple moments.
But then they're like,
either.
how did we get here? What is this? I'm like, okay, they're ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this movie, I'd say close to 20 times. It's one of those that like growing up, every time it was on TV, like in a rerun, I would watch it. And, nowadays, every movie theater is like the lounger chair and the food, brought to you. But it wasn't that long ago that was like a novel concept and you had to go to like a special movie theater to do that.
Even in the last like 5 years.
Yeah. So I remember my husband, for my birthday, because my birthday is close to Halloween, got us tickets to fancy movie theater where they brought you dinner while you watched the movie. And it was a showing of Beetlejuice. So that's how into this movie I am.
At least also wearing a Beetlejuice shirt right now while we record. So.
I have I've got pajamas, I've got socks. I should have worn my socks. I forgot. But
See, guys, Ashley from Phoenix Fan Fusion, her sister got married in a Beetlejuice themed wedding where the bride was Lydia, the groom was Beetlejuice. Ashley, I want to say, was the lady who was cut in half on the sofa.
Awesome.
So she like painted her whole body blue. Just iconic.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I don't know if I love it that much, but yeah, I really like it. It holds up. Halloween time, we decorate our house. We've got a big, giant, like one of those blow up headstones that goes in our front yard that actually projects clips from Beetlejuice onto it. So if people are coming by, the theme song plays and you can see it. Yeah, we're big fans in our house. I introduced my daughter to it last year for the first time. She's 8, so
she wasn't scared or anything?
She was a little scared. A couple parts she was a little scared. My son definitely wanted no part of it. He was like, hard pass. But my daughter's like, yeah, like, I could watch it again. She didn't love it. But yeah, it was important because she kept asking, why are there sandworms all over our house? And who is this guy? And so we showed it to her. But yeah, I love it. I think it holds up really well despite the 80s special effects or lack thereof.
I agree. I think it stands up for most of the parts. I mean, Beetlejuice is kind of like sexually harasses Barbara a couple times. And I was like, geez, I don't remember him being so creepy.
Every 5 seconds, he's grabbing her.
He like kisses her and it's just like, honka, honka. And he tries to marry a teenager, which is a little problematic.
Yeah. It gives me Haunted Mansion vibes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think that's another reason why I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So let's ride through the plot of this movie, right? So they die. They're ghosts. They go back to their house that they had just moved into and remodeling. They have some annoying real estate agent who keeps stopping by and trying to beg them to sell their house. And then finally, when they're dead, she gets her chance and sells it to the Dietz family.
Yeah.
So that is Delia Dietz. What's the dad's name again?
Charles is the dad.
Poor Charles. All he wanted was a moment of realization.
Charles just wanted to watch some birds. Yeah. And then their daughter, Lydia, played by Winona Ryder. And it's funny because she is like, she's become, I think, this icon of like, you know, goth teenager or whatever. But it's so funny because to me, I'm like, I think she's a little more emo than goth, to be honest. She's a little more like in her feels than, because it's not like she's just like, I'm going to dress in black for the sake of dressing in black. Like she's like kind of depressed. And
I see her as a goth chick. I mean, she's kind of got like the Victorian lace and like when she has like just the shawl in front of her face. I quote that line to my husband so much though. My life is a dark room. One big dark. Something like oh, it's just, it's so deep.
I love it.
So overly deep.
I too am strange and unusual. Yeah, a lot of good lines.
I thought she played a very good dark character. I think the dark hair and her pale face kind of just made the character even better.
Oh, yeah.
How they made her eyes very dark. Like it looked like she had 2 black eyes kind of, but.
Oh, those dark circles. I feel that. Oh my God. Honestly, if I did my whole face with makeup and didn't put it under my eyes, I would look exactly like Olivia. It's genetic.
Your next cosplay.
Honestly, I look just perpetually exhausted. I've thought about doing her as a cosplay because it would be so easy. I could just gel my bangs into like the little triangles almost. So
well, and what's interesting about this too is that this is like her first big role. She was in Lucas in 86 and Square Dance in 87, which I've never even heard of.
Classics.
So Beetlejuice is like her first big role. And I think later on, Winona Ryder, because of like Edward Scissorhands and Dracula, and even later on, she's in this music video by The Killers where she plays a doll, literally just a doll. And so she's embodied these different kind of gothic characters in her career. But I don't know if she got typecast as a result of her portrayal of Lydia, but this is the first time we see her as that. And it has stuck with her throughout her career. Yeah.
There's a couple actresses who are kind of worshipped in the goth subculture like that. I mean, Christina Ricci kind of has that going for her too after being in, you know, Casper and the Addams Family, obviously. And then, oh gosh, Feruza Balk from The Craft. And it's just kind of creepy queens that we all worship.
True. Yeah, so the Dietz family comes in and Catherine O'Hara as Delia in particular just like changes the house to her weird modern aesthetic, creepy. I don't even know.
Oh God, it was tacky.
It's really so bad.
And she has this flamboyant interior designer who she's trying really hard to impress. Does he live?
Can't even change a tire.
Who is this person?
I love Otho. He just goes through their house and like spray paints the walls.
Yes.
Yeah. So funny.
Not that.
Yeah. And it's so funny to me, too, that the plot really hinges on the fact that the Maitlands just don't want their house to be renovated. Like,
Honestly.
that's the whole thing is the Dietzes aren't really doing anything.
They're just tacky.
Yeah, they're just kind of awful people. And
Yeah.
so the Maitlands have to get them out through haunting them.
And they are not scary people. They are very kind, gentle people. So they're bad at scaring. I love it when they end up going to, I guess, the underworld DMV demon or like people clinic. And I didn't realize this until I watched it this time. But I think Otho makes a joke. If you commit suicide, you become a civil servant in the afterlife. And I realized that at that place where they go, everyone who's working there had committed suicide. Mm-hmm. Like the front desk girl had slit her wrists. And then they show a guy like hanging by a noose and he's kind of handing out the papers. Mm-hmm. And then like the flat guy, I'm assuming might have like laid down in front of a train track.
Oh my God, that's dark.
It is super dark.
I did not notice that.
Yeah. And then like the lady who was smoking and like the caseworker had like her neck slit. And he was right. If you commit suicide, you become a civil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that part and be like, wow.
Right?
That's dark.
So dark.
There's a lot, and that's the weird thing. I think because it's a Tim Burton film and it's quirky, you look past a lot of the like really dark stuff. Kind of like with Nightmare Before Christmas. It's Tim Burton and it's a cartoon and there's songs and you're like, yay. And so you don't really pay attention to the fact that, like, you know, Sally's trying to murder her abusive, you know, creator. Right. And you're like, this is a children's film. And same thing in Beetlejuice. You've got the musical number. You've got a couple different musical numbers.
Oh, my God, right.
And so you look past the fact that all these people have committed suicide. It's just...
Everyone is kind of dead.
Yeah.
And miserable. So they go to the afterlife. After some unsuccessful hauntings, they've kind of heard about Beetlejuice, but they don't know how to say his name. So Beetlejuice is actually what Betelgeuse?
It's Beetlejuice or something, right? Yeah.
And it's a star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah. But then they figure out how to get him there. And he claims he's an exorcist, like an exorcist of the living. Yeah. Bio-exorcist. And he's terrible. He's just the worst. But it's interesting because he's obviously the title character, but he doesn't come into the movie until about halfway through.
Yeah. He's only on screen in this entire movie for 14 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
And the movie is named after him.
It was crazy. But you get it because obviously Michael Keaton, like anyone who has seen this movie, or if you've never seen this movie, but had you seen like an image of Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice before?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, you can't even go to like a Spirit Halloween or whatever without seeing. So he stole the show, obviously, which is kind of what Beetlejuice, the character, does. There are so many quotable lines in this, though, that come from his performance. And I didn't know this until we were prepping for this episode, but he ad-libbed 90% of his lines.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's 90%?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. That's a lot of like pressure on his shoulders too. They're like, all right, get out there and do it. I mean, he's ridiculous and it works.
Yeah,
He
did
does such a good job. I don't see Michael Keaton usually as a comedic actor. Obviously, he's done comedies, but I don't think of him as a comedian. But his role as Beetlejuice is comedic from start to finish. And to know that he ad-libbed 90% of it, that's crazy to me. He has also said that this is his favorite film that he's ever done.
Really? I mean, I guess it's maybe the most iconic, either that or Batman, I guess. But if you think Michael Keaton, a lot of people think of one of those.
He said that this is the only sequel that he would make, too. Like, out of all the movies that he's done, the only one he would come back and do another one.
Man, there's been like teasers of a Beetlejuice sequel probably since in 1988.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was rebooted at some point.
Yeah, because there's the musical, and that has kind of taken off. Which I have not listened to or seen, mostly because I just have such a deep affinity for the movie that I don't want to see someone besides Michael Keaton playing Beetlejuice.
Yeah, for sure. It's the same reason I won't go to the SpongeBob musical. Not my SpongeBob.
Hashtag. I do know that Winona Ryder has said that she is down. Her and Tim Burton have tried to get a sequel made for a while. When she started doing Stranger Things, she told the Duffer Brothers that was the one thing that she would dip out and be like, no, like I'm going to leave and go do this. So that was a part of her contract basically with Stranger Things, was that she would have time to go do that. And I think as the latest news was February of this year, Brad Pitt owns a production company that's housed under Warner Brothers.
What?
And they have bought the rights and are in pre-development trying to do it.
Oh, please let Lydia be an elder goth. Oh my God.
There were so many fake premises floating
fan
around.
trailers and stuff.
So many. Like one was like, oh, Winona Ryder and David Harbour are a married couple and Beetlejuice comes and breaks them up or something, but they're still living in the hat. And I'm like, guys, quit, stop. And a lot of people have tried to say that Johnny Depp is going to be in it. And I'm like, can we
please,
quit?
love of God, no.
Stop trying to put Winona Ryder with her exes. Like,
I
stop.
know, right?
But who knows? I don't know. I would be 100% in if it's Tim Burton and Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton.
Did you watch the Beetlejuice cartoon growing up?
Oh, yeah.
I loved the Beetlejuice cartoon.
Yeah, I definitely did.
It is so different than the movie. So like Beetlejuice and Lydia are buds and they like hang out and go on adventures together.
It's
and
weird.
there's kind of some weird romantic undertones between Beetlejuice and Lydia. I don't know. Like after watching this, we put on YouTube like the intro to the cartoon and I was like, this just unlocked a memory that I haven't thought of in so long. Like the intro to this cartoon.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
So they hire Beetlejuice.
Right. It doesn't go well.
It doesn't go well. So Otho is trying to exercise. Well, I don't think he's initially trying to exercise them, right? He's trying to just bring them forth to this party as like party tricks.
Right. He's trying to bring them out so they can talk to them because in Delia's mind, they can work it out. They can work out some arrangement.
Yeah. They somehow think they're going to be rich because they have a house with ghosts. It's
right.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they invite their friends over for the dinner. And then that's when you get the musical number. Because prior to the dinner, they didn't believe Lydia that the ghosts were there. So, but then they realize like, oh, we could entertain people. But they want to come to some sort of agreement with them.
And then Otho accidentally exercises them.
Yeah. I mean, they start dying.
They start crumbling, which is really sad.
It is super sad. And he's all Barbara in his mouth just like falls off.
They're just holding hands in their wedding dress and suit. Oh my God.
So sad.
I looked at Andrew and I was like, it's us someday. He's like, stop.
I think my favorite part was when Lydia told Otho, she's like, I have no faith in you. You can't even change a tire.
She's like, oh, you're not gonna do it.
And Otho's nightmare thing that Beetlejuice brings to life is his powder blue suit.
Oh my God. And he just dips after that. He's done. So somehow Beetlejuice says that he'll stop them from being exorcised if Lydia marries him. Because I guess the only way he can remain on this plane of existence is if he's married. I don't know. It's like a...
Yeah. Yeah, because he's trapped in the other dimension.
Where does Beetlejuice live?
That's a great... Wherever sandworms are. We don't really know.
Saturn?
I don't know.
Mars.
They were on like a different planet or something.
They just don't explain that.
Like, where does he live? Why is he in their model? Why can't he say his own name?
Why does the model morph according to the things that Beetlejuice wants? Because at one point there's like a whorehouse that pops up. And I'm like, how is that a
The
thing?
worker put it there. She said
She did it for... Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Distract Beetlejuice from messing with the Maitlands.
Yeah, you're right. I just keep wanting to quote the part where he's like, sandworms. You hate them, right? I hate them myself. I say that all the time. It has no context for anything. Or the part where he changes his outfit to match Adams and he's all, we shop at the same store.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Amiga hermano. So stupid.
So dumb.
God, he's so disgusting.
Now, no, I want to go back and watch it again now knowing that he ad-libbed all of it. That's crazy.
He has one F-bomb in there. I thought I caught two, but according to the internet, it's just one. But still, kind of shocking for a PG movie, but I guess that was the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the weird thing, though, about 80s movies is like the rating system was all over the place.
Yeah.
Like you could see a PG-13 teenage movie and there'd be like 6 sets of boobs and 2 F-bombs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is this PG-13? But now it's weird. I really don't think that there was any rhyme or reason. I think they just
think so.
grabbed a random group of people and said, give that a rating.
Can a teenager see this? Yeah, they're boobies. It's fine.
Yeah, no, he said the F word and I was like, wait, did I just hear what I thought I heard? Yeah. I was like, isn't this a Disney movie? But it's not.
It is not.
It kind of makes sense, but it also doesn't.
Yeah. Coming back to Winona Ryder, I just remembered a point in the movie that Lydia wanted to kill herself.
Oh, true.
And
yeah.
that is so dark. I think it was just because she felt like the only people she could relate with were the Maitlands, and so she wanted to spend time with them. But oh my goodness, that's so sad.
Yeah. The whole idea there was like, I don't fit in with the world of the living. And I think that actually is one of the enduring themes of Beetlejuice, which has made it continue to be relevant all these years later, is like not just teenagers, but especially teenagers, like go through that feeling of like, I don't fit in anywhere. And I think ultimately at the end of the movie, like not to get like super deep about Beetlejuice or anything, she realizes she's right. She doesn't really fit in.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And she kind of has found her tribe. And her tribe are these like two dead people. But it's like this idea of find your people.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be who you are. And like those things that I don't know if Tim Burton ever really envisioned people taking away anything meaningful from Beetlejuice, but I think that's part of why it is.
No, for sure. I mean, she seems so much happier by the end of the movie. I mean, first of all, she didn't have to marry a corpse. That red wedding dress was bomb, though.
It was.
She looks so good in that. But no one wants to marry a dead guy.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, she's like dancing and floating, and you just see her so happy and smiling. She almost looks, I don't know, throughout the movie, she kind of looks like a corpse, right? And in the end, she looks like she's alive.
Yeah, and she's doing well in school. And it's crazy because she's only 16. Winona Ryder's only 16 in this.
Oh, wow.
And
She is?
Yeah.
She's such a baby.
And I just feel like, I don't know. I know me as a teenager, I watched it and was like, oh, I feel you. Like
Haley's
I totally,
like, I am also straight.
I am also a weirdo. But now I'm like, you know.
That just reminds me of Riverdale. Andrew and I quote that all the time, too, with Jughead. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in. It's just so angsty.
It's an enduring theme. Let's talk about the musical number really quick.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about her singing at the end, which is great. But I got to talk about the Deo sequence in the middle.
I have to just say that it's ridiculous that this is the kind of music that Adam just listens to.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning of the movie, he puts this on and I'm like, this is just what this guy's like, it's my jam. Like, this is what he listens to. Anyway.
Who is it? Like Harry Belafonte or something?
He's just listening to this in his house. No judgment if this is your stuff, dear listeners. No judgment.
I think it's crazy that Tim Burton actually didn't like the musical sequence. He thought it wasn't going to go over well. And I think it's the best part of the whole movie.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, it's my favorite.
Imagine acting out that sequence where you have to be dancing but also look confused. Like, oh my God. Catherine O'Hara is just amazing in that scene.
She makes it, I think.
Where she's just staring at herself like, what am I doing? It's incredible.
I can't, like, every time I think about it, I laugh at the dad when they say black tarantula and his whole body contorts. And he just looks like so scared of what's going on. It's just so good. Everybody committed 100%.
They all turn around and bounce their butts around. Like, it's so good.
Oh my gosh. To this day, like, every time I watch it, I will then rewind it and rewatch that scene.
Did you
It's
like
my
that
favorite.
scene, Nicole?
I did.
Did you see it coming?
No, once I saw Catherine O'Hara, I remember seeing that scene somewhere. It's probably on TikTok or something.
Yeah.
So I remember her singing those words, but just not matching her body. But I did not see it coming.
That's incredible.
So good. That's so good. I have tears. I have
Tears of
literal
joy.
tears in my eyes.
She
'cause
does.
It's so funny. Oh, yeah. So yeah, anyway, I guess they all live happily ever after in the end. They get rid of Beetlejuice.
They do.
Yeah.
He goes back to the waiting room and he gets his head shrunk, which he deserves after trying to look up that lady's skirt
Well, and he tries to steal the number.
and steal that number. That's true.
Wants to be number 4.
He's like 9 billion trillion gazillion or something. Yeah. And so even the Dietzes, Mommy and Daddy Dietz, seem kind of cool in the end.
Yeah.
They put the house back to like exactly how it was.
She has her one little space to do
Yeah.
art or whatever. And she makes like the Beetlejuice head.
Oh, yeah. It's a nice little compromise, guys.
I got a question. When everyone who is alive goes up to the attic, I think Lydia might already be up there with them. I'm not too sure. But everyone else comes and they like run and hide. I'm like, why are you guys hiding if they can't see you? Are they able to? They're not able to see them, right?
So Lydia can see them.
Right.
Because she is weird and
Right.
believes in all that stuff.
But no, you're right.
So-
They're like hanging out the window, like, hide. And it's like,
Yeah.
you guys are ghosts. You can literally just stand there.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they know at that point in time
Okay.
that they can't.
Yeah, because they're like, they tried in the beginning, like ripping their own faces off. And like she cut off.
Floating in the sheets.
She cut off his head. The sheets were terrifying. Listen.
Can we talk about what they're all, woo! And Lydia's all gross.
Like, I'm just a child. Or I'm a teenager. Oh my God. I want to say if any of this was going down in my house, like, okay, as a self-proclaimed kind of goth person, any of this went down in my house, I would poop my pants. I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Lydia does take it in stride.
She really
She's like,
does.
sweet ghost.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you eventually find out they're chill, then that's cool. But like, if they're just like, I don't know, doing the face stretchy stuff in front of me, nah, I'm losing it.
Yeah, when she sees them out in the window when she's out in the front yard and just looks up and sees them, I would never go back into that house.
Yeah.
Whether they were alive or not, I'd be like, Dad, there's somebody in the attic. I saw them through that window. You go find them. Until then, I'm staying
Honestly.
somewhere else.
Just kind of like, oh, I think this house is haunted.
I think that's part of why they made them so like innocuous looking though. Like Adam's in like a plaid shirt and Barbara's in like the most farm girl dress I've ever seen it. And they don't look dead.
Yeah.
So
At least
was
the dog doesn't
interesting.
die.
Oh my God. The whole time I was like, does this dog die? Oh no, the dog just commits murder. It's fine. It's fine. Let's launch into some fun trivia about dear old Beetlejuice.
I like trivia.
I like trivia too. Did you know that Beetlejuice was the first DVD sent out by Netflix in 1998?
Nicole, did you ever have Netflix in DVD form?
I did, yeah. It was like when it, well, I guess not when it first came out because it happened in 1998, but I remember getting them sent to my house and sending them back like 1 or 2 days later.
Oh my God, Nicole remembers an old person thing.
That's awesome.
You're officially an old.
Let's get you to bed, Grandma.
Come on, Nicole. It's time to go to sleep.
The first DVD I remember getting from Netflix was a season of Arrested Development.
Oh my God, I love Arrested Development. I don't remember the first one I rented. I remember I've probably told this story, but I rented Mall Rats.
I was like, wait, Paul Blart?
Good one,
That's a good
Shauna.
movie. God, that's a good movie. Underrated icon. Mall Rats from the Hollywood Video to watch with a boy. And we never got around to watching it.
Yeah.
And then the Hollywood Video went out of business before I got to return it. And then they stalked me and like messed up my credit for like 10 years after
Oh
that.
my God.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember, good old video stores. I remember when all the video stores were going out of business and going in and sweeping up all the DVDs for like $1.
Yes.
And thinking it was so cool, like loading up on all these movies from the 90s. I'm all, I got Fight Club and The Net for $1.
I got Paul Blart Mall Club for $1.
Thought it was so cool. Now I have like a drawer of DVDs somewhere, and
You should take them.
I don't have a DVD player.
Or something. So they tried to make a sequel to Beetlejuice, or I mean, we already talked about that a little bit, but apparently the first one was going to be called Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian,
Yeah,
Oh my God.
which sounds awful.
I'm glad they didn't follow
That
through
sounds
with
funny.
Nicole's here for it.
Aloha, welcome to
that. Starring Adam Sandler and
Drew Barrymore.
Jennifer Aniston.
I was going to say the guy that played Paul Blart.
Oop, okay, Kevin Smith.
Kevin James.
Kevin James.
Kevin Smith
Kevin James as Beetlejuice.
and Chris Rock.
Oh my God. David Spade shows up for no reason.
And the one guy.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
He just pops up to say, "You can do it," and then just leaves. It's going to be the worst movie of all time. And they're all in Hawaiian shirts, but also
It's
dead.
just grown up.
It's just
3.0.
it's Grown Ups 3, but they're all dead.
Oh my gosh.
Michael Keaton.
With Michael Keaton.
He shows up at the very end.
I'm not going to lie, I would watch that.
I would watch the
too.
F out of that movie. Listen,
And Winona Ryder.
Netflix isn't listening, dude.
are you listening?
Winona Ryder and Adam Sandler were in Mr. Deeds together, so there's
That's
history there.
true.
They were.
Got history.
That is a
It could
good
work.
movie.
It could work.
I love Mr. T.
Oh
I do too. I mean, we're getting a little ahead in the filmography,
I don't know
but
if that's going to be on our one.
I don't think it is. She's like a side character.
Yeah.
What else? Other trivia. The original name of the movie was House Ghosts.
Okay, I could see that.
Not as interesting. Doesn't-
Or Scared Sheetless.
oh, that would have been fun.
Right? That's a good one.
Did you just make that up?
No, it's one of the other
I
working
see it.
titles.
I see it.
Tim Burton suggested. Did you just make that up?
I just made that up, but that's hilarious.
You should've-
right?
yeah, you should've
Thank
gone with it.
Yeah, I did. I made that up.
Alyssa Milano was another actress they were going to have as a character, and I can honestly see her doing pretty well. I don't think she would have done as well as Winona Ryder, but I could see her doing pretty well in this kind of role.
Okay.
She was in Charmed, yeah? That's
Yeah.
Alyssa Milano?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I know what she looks like and who she
She
is,
was in
but-
Charmed, yes.
I'm glad it was Winona Ryder.
I'm glad it was Winona too. Apparently Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street was also considered, but she didn't want to play a goth girl.
And her career obviously took off.
What a square. Lame.
Oh, man. The original ending of the movie, I know we were talking about kind of how dark the movie can get at times. The original ending actually had Lydia dying in a fire and joining Barbara and Adam in the afterlife, but they changed it because they didn't want the message to be like, death is the answer to your problems.
Dude, oh my God. A little side tangent, and I'm going to spoil the chilling adventures of Sabrina real fast. But the very final episode, Sabrina dies, and her boyfriend kills himself to join her in the afterlife. And I remember watching that and being like, this show is targeted to like Gen Z girls.
Yeah.
And they're really making the case that if your boyfriend dies, your girlfriend dies, you should kill yourself.
Romeo
to
and
be with
Juliet.
Like, oh my God, it ruined the whole show for me. So I'm glad that they changed that ending. That's super cringy.
Yeah, that's not good. Do you guys think Beetlejuice was made now? Do you think they could get away with the same movie?
I think if they cut out the parts like I mentioned earlier where he's like peeking up skirts and like fondling people like, against their consent, he can still be a dick without like being kind of a sexual assaulter.
Sexual predator, yeah.
Beetlejuice is a sexual predator, 100%.
100%, yeah.
So maybe if they just kind of made him a creep in other ways. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, and maybe not marry a teenager, but or try to marry a teenager.
Sure. That too.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because, like, it's in line with his character to be gross in all ways, but also, yeah, you watch it back and you're like, ew, I'm uncomfortable.
Especially because, I mean, obviously we're not supposed to like Beetlejuice, but then he becomes a character in pop culture that we all like.
Right.
We all dress up like him. Like my friend, like I said, the groom dressed up as Beetlejuice at the wedding. I've seen him perform at Universal Studios.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Okay. Speaking of that, I went to Universal Studios as a teenager with my friends, and they have the characters walking around. And one of them was Beetlejuice. And I have a picture. I took a selfie. This is back in digital camera days, but I took a selfie with him.
Was he peeking up your skirt?
He was gross, you guys. I get that he was in character, but like you're saying, he was really gross. I was 16 or 17 at the time, and he was making all sorts of like inappropriate, like not overtly lewd, but just inappropriate comments
To
about
say to a teenage girl.
Yeah, like follow me and I'll take you back to my place and all. And at the time, I remember being like, "Oh, Beetlejuice," and
You.
"Oh, you." And I look back now and I'm like, "Ew." I hope that guy got fired.
Honestly, it's like Deadpool cosplayers who think that they can get away with just being creeps because they're Deadpool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first of all, Deadpool would never.
Yeah.
Like, he respects women, okay?
Yeah, that's like an
It's
issue in the
canon.
cosplay community. Anyway.
Oh, for sure. I'm wearing a mask so I can be a creep. I love our side tangents this
Yeah,
episode.
it has
you
nothing to
guys.
do with anything. Okay, let's.
Masculinity and Beetlejuice, a deep
It's
dive.
always we're talking about toxic masculinity. Should we do some quotes?
Let's read some scenes.
Some dramatic readings.
Okay, who's going to do this first one with Lydia and Adam? So in this first one, I'll be Lydia because I'm strange and unusual.
Okay.
And
Nicole, you be Adam.
okay. Are you guys hiding out in the attic?
We're ghosts.
What do you look like under there?
Aren't you scared?
I'm not scared of sheets. Are you gross under there? Are you Night of the Living Dead under there? Like all bloody veins and pus?
Night of the what?
Living Dead, it's a movie.
You be Barbara.
Oh, I'll be Barbara. You know, if I had seen a ghost at your age, I would have been scared out of my wits.
You could see us without the sheets?
Of course I can see you.
Well, how is it you see us and nobody else can?
Well, I've read through that handbook for the recently deceased. It says, live people ignore the strange and unusual. I myself am strange and unusual.
You look like a regular girl to me.
Really? With this haircut?
And see, I know.
With this hair, do I look regular, Barbara? Come on.
She's got like gelled bangs that come to a point.
She's got like the trad goth tease thing. You know how much hairspray this took, Barbara? Anyway.
That's just Barbara, you know, seeing the heart.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead and be Adam again. You're Adam. You're Alec
All right, hold on. I gotta get in character. Hold on. Okay.
What are your qualifications?
Well, I attended Juilliard. I'm a graduate of the Harvard Business School. I travel quite extensively. I lived through the Black Plague and had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy. Now, what do you think? You think I'm qualified?
Sheesh.
Thank you.
That is incredible.
Channeling my inner Michael Keaton.
I felt it. I felt it in my bones.
All right.
Go ahead. You're Beetlejuice again.
Okay, I'll be Beetlejuice again. All right.
Trying to get Lydia to guess his name. He makes a beetle appear.
Hi, how are you?
A beetle.
Yes. Now for part 2.
Beetlejuice conjures a glass of orange juice that pours into a glass.
Beetle breakfast. Orange liquid. Beetlejuice.
Yes, you said it.
Your name's Beetlejuice?
You said it 2 times. Come on, say it one more time.
It was you.
Me?
The snake.
No, what snake? You kids and your imaginations, look, just say it.
No, I want to talk to Barbara.
No, you don't need to talk to Barbara, just say it.
Oh my God.
That was really good.
Petition to cast Hayley as Beetlejuice in the sequel.
I'm sure you guys have like movies that your whole family kind of watched communally as kids. I don't know. For me, we have a unique brand of humor in our household. And so it was early Saturday Night Live. We would always watch together and Beetlejuice. I just remember what. So we would do this to each other. We would all do impressions of Beetlejuice and quote this stuff back to each other.
That is so cute. Ours was Spaceballs.
Oh, I freaking love Spaceballs.
The other day at work, I'm sitting at my desk and I just started singing, "Nobody knows the trouble I've seen." And my coworker's like, "What?" Like
You sounded like Cher.
Thank you. The trouble I've seen.
That was good.
But yeah, Beetlejuice. All right.
So now that we went into everything, let's go ahead and grade Winona's performance and the movie. So do you want to start out with the movie or her performance? Let's go with the movie.
Okay.
Let's do the movie overall.
Okay. You love it, Haley.
I was just, it's like impossible for me to be impartial or objective in any sense.
I'm going to give Beetlejuice an A. I think it stands up to the test of time. It is one of those movies that, as a spooky person, people are like, "Oh my God, you must love Beetlejuice. You must love Ghostbusters." And like, unpopular opinion, I don't like Ghostbusters. I think it's super overrated. But Beetlejuice, I really like. I think it's a cute movie. It's got, I was going to say believable characters, but the relationships are believable. I really believe that the Maitlands are in love. And I hope someday, if I die in a horrific dog-caused car accident with Andrew, that we too can become friends with a small goth teenager.
Man. Yeah, I mean, you guys know I'm a sucker for like a found family trope in anything. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like, I don't know. I love this movie. I've loved it since I was a kid. I watch it every year around Halloween time. And I do love that we're talking about this in July because I have just decided that July is the like official start of Halloween season.
I mean, for me, it's always Halloween season.
Yeah, year round.
But no, you're completely right. Like all of the stores, like Home Goods is starting to have its spooky stuff.
It's 110 degrees outside, but inside it's fall.
Yeah. I'm going to put up my Halloween decorations on September 21st. Yeah.
I would put them up now. Like the worst is when I put stuff outside and it has melted before. Like Arizona sucks for that.
Arizona does suck. And our husband's like, I'm sure yours is used to it too.
Oh, totally.
Especially over COVID. He came home one day and I want to say it was the end of August and I was hanging up the Halloween decorations and he's like, I mean, what the hell? Come on, man. Like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Whatever
100%.
makes you happy.
And I bring home more, and our attic is full. And he's like, "Where am I supposed to put this stuff?" And I'm like, "I don't know. That's a later problem."
This pumpkin needed a home. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, I got tons of Beetlejuice decorations. I know I will get more this year. It's freaking awesome. It's just so good. I give the movie an A+.
I think I'm seeing a Beetlejuice group cosplay for the Pop Culture Junkies sometime. Okay, Nicole, how did you like it?
I'll give it an A.
Yay!
I thought it was really good. Obviously, it was made in 1988. And I was laughing at some of the graphics. I think the one that got to me the most was when Barbara and Adam were on the planet or whatever it was, and the space room came out, and you just can tell it was a green screen.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up.
It's like a puppet.
Yeah.
Some of the graphics still work though. Like when they do the weird stretchy things with their faces.
Yes.
Like that's scary.
I think because that stuff was practical.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And so I think where you get it, when they started to try, I mean, I guess they didn't have CGI back then, but whatever they're doing,
some kind of computer graphics.
like when the fireplace changes, all that stuff is some weird computer graphics. All the practical effects still totally hold up. Yeah.
So I think with it being not old, but that old with movies nowadays, that it actually kind of worked pretty well. And I thought when he had to draw the door on the brick wall, I thought that was like very believable.
so cool.
The way that it was able to transform into an actual door, I thought that was really good. So yeah, I'll give it an A. Like I said before too, I really enjoyed the cast. I didn't know half of these people were in it, and I enjoy Catherine O'Hara, Geena Davis. So yeah, I'll give it an A.
Sick. How are we going to grade our girl Winona?
Yeah. I mean, it's so weird being a fan of Winona Ryder and watching her very recently. So like seeing her now in her 50s act and having to rate her as a 16-year-old, it's a little weird because obviously she's evolved and gotten better as an actress.
Her career has just like stood the test of time though. And I know she took some years off in the middle there to deal with personal things. And like, I totally stand her for that. Like take all the time you need. And then just came back stronger and more iconic than ever.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't get over the fact like she's so young.
She's a wee baby.
And she is perfect. I mean, she's just like, she's believable from start to finish. You know, sometimes we will watch things, and especially like Samuel L. Jackson, partially because he plays kind of a different variation of the same person in all of his films. But there were times where I'm like, this is just Samuel L. Jackson. But I don't look at Lydia and think, this is just Winona Ryder being Winona Ryder. This is Lydia Dietz. So I'm going to give her an A.
I completely agree. I'm going to give her an A too. Winona's played so many, even though we addressed that she's had kind of these like spooky, creepy roles. Even in Edward Scissorhands, she's kind of this angelic blonde. And then in Dracula, she can do like period pieces. I mean, we'll get to Girl Interrupted and, you know, the future, but like she's just such range and she's so believable in this movie. I love when she's writing the suicide note and she writes, I am alone. Then she crumples it up, saying, I am utterly alone. Like, that's right, girl. Put those adverbs in there. So I'm going to give her an A. I love her. And I love this wardrobe. It made me want to dress spookier for the rest of the week.
Yeah, I'm going to give her an A as well. I thought she did a very good job playing a goth emo girl. The bangs, I think like they helped make the role because they were so different and unique.
The bangs should be credited on IMDb.
Honestly, the bangs.
Yeah, whatever gel she used, let me know so I can do that. But the only part I didn't like was when she was like levitating at the end. I don't know. I just found it a little goofy.
Like the dance sequence.
Yeah. I found it a little goofy. Yeah, I was just
that. They were kind of
randomly popped
Coach,
up.
I don't think we can crash.
You know what, that scene though too, it gives me memories of being a little kid at the movie theater and dancing in the aisles at the movie theater. So I think that's a little bit more of a sign of the time. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it was like a celebration. They wouldn't probably do that.
I liked it though. It was a little cheesy, but I liked it in that she kind of was finally acting like a real kid in that scene.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie, she's dealing with corpses come to life and her house being haunted, kind of being suicidal. And now she just got an A on a test and gets to dance with her friends. So
That's true.
yeah, I dug it.
Good call. A's all around.
A's all around.
I absolutely love that we're doing this and that we're watching.
Yeah, I thought it was a great introduction because of course, haven't seen many Winona Ryder movies. Well, I probably have. I just probably didn't know it was her.
You were in
But
for a good time.
I was to say, so I think this was a very good introduction to her and her acting skills. So I'm excited for what's to come for her.
Got some good stuff coming down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she is really, obviously as a Stranger Things fan, I've become kind of a stan of Winona Ryder, but she's so smart. Mm-hmm. She's kind of like a genius when it comes to film and the entertainment industry. And like, I don't know, I love watching interviews with her, and she talks about her own filmography, and it's like, it's fascinating. So yeah, listeners, feel free to go with us down the wormhole that is Winona Ryder's filmography.
I remember hearing an interview with her once where she talked about going to a audition, and the producer told her, like, look, you are not pretty enough to be an actress. You have to find some other job that you want to do. And she was just like, no, like, this is what I want to do. And how dare you? Not that you have to be beautiful or look a certain way to be an actress, but Winona Ryder's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's totally gorgeous.
Really stupid.
I saw her talk about that same thing. She was sitting next to David Harbour for a Stranger Things interview, and she's like, yeah, I said, it's the 80s, you don't have the right look. And David Harbour looked like he was going to fall out of his chair.
He's like, where is
He's he? Like, let me at him. Like, because he has been very unabashedly like in love with her for his entire life.
He stands.
Yeah. So it was so funny. I was like, he is all of us when we heard that, for sure.
Same. David. All right, let's wrap this bad boy up.
Okay. Beetlejuice, released in 1988, was directed by Tim Burton and stars Alec Baldwin as Adam, Geena Davis as Barbara, Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, Catherine O'Hara as Delia, Jeffrey Jones as Charles, Winona Ryder as Lydia, and Glenn Shaddix as Otho. And with that, let's go ahead and give our social media handles.
You can find me, Shauna Trinidad, now on TikTok. Oh, God, I just aged myself so hard. But it's true, dear listeners. I am now on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Shauna Trinidad, SHAUNATRINIDAD.
You can find me, Hayley, on Instagram at 30 Nerdy Thriving.
You can find me, Nicole, on Instagram and TikTok at Nicole_Eldridge, and on Twitter at NAEldridge14. You could find the Pop Culture Junkies on our website at popculturejunkie.com, on Facebook at Pop Culture Junkie Podcast, and be sure to join our Pop Culture Junkie support group on Twitter at Pop Junkies, Instagram at pop.culturejunkies, and please, breaking news, join our Patreon that we finally have created.
Pop Culture Junkie Patreon.
We have different tiers that you can get some more exclusive content, so go check it out, see what you want to do, sign up for it, and we would absolutely love you for it, and you might get some perks.
Might get some feet pics. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Feet pics.
I'm just throwing it out there. We do have a really ridiculous bonus episode up on the Patreon right now that is definitely worth a listen.
Yes.
It was recorded after a long recording session with maybe lots of caffeine and minimal sleep.
Yeah.
But it's worth the listen.
All right. Get ready for the next lesson in Pop Culture 101 by watching Winona Ryder in Heathers, and come back next week for another hit of pop culture.
Pop Culture Junkie is a production of Pop Culture Entertainment.